Celebrating 70 years of coverage you can count on. This is KCBD News Channel 11's Daybreak Today.
Now at 6, a shooting in West Lubbock left one person with serious injuries. Plus, the controversial buoy barrier placed in the Rio Grande can stay, at least for now. We'll explain. Plus, we are just one day away from the highly anticipated matchup between Texas Tech and number 15 Oregon at Jones AT&T Stadium. We'll hear from coaches this morning, just ahead. Good morning. Welcome to Daybreak Today. I'm Angie Wynn. It's finally Friday, and although it's September 8th, it's still summer, and it will feel very much like it today. Steve Devine joins us now from the First Alert Forecast Center with details on the day. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning. Officially still 15 days away from the start of fall. So officially still summer, and we have more summer-like weather for a while anyway. On the Doppler here this morning, no shower activity. Didn't see any popping up really yesterday. No measurable rainfall in the area. Temperatures right now after yesterday's heat. Lubbock had a record high of 103. It's 80 degrees currently at the Lubbock Airport. 73 showing up at both the airports outside of Plainview and Levelland. And then we have mid to upper 70s. Seminole, Lamesa, Snyder. The airport outside of Childress is still 82 degrees. Another very warm start to what's going to be a very hot day. Continue to practice heat safety. Take it easy. Best time of day for physical activity is the morning hours. Our temperatures in the 70s and 80s in the morning. You can see the triple digits coming up from much of the area this afternoon. Lubbock headed for a record high again today at about 104 degrees. Angie, coming up, I have a hot weekend, then some cooler and likely wetter weather in the forecast just ahead.
We appreciate it. Thanks, Steve. In the Raider Zone today, Texas Tech will host number 15 Oregon tomorrow for their first home game of the season. Pete Christie joins us with a preview of Saturday's big matchup. Pete?
It's the home opener for the 99th season of Red Raider football tomorrow. 13th ranked Oregon coming to Lubbock for a 6 p.m. game at Jones AT&T Stadium. The Ducks are favored by 7. Now, Texas Tech lost last week in Wyoming 35-33 in their season opener in double overtime. So now they got to find a way to beat the high-powered Ducks to avoid starting 0-2. Oregon had over 700 yards of offense last week and an 81-7 win over Portland State. Both teams know it's going to be a tough game with a sellout crowd on hand.
Man, you're talking about extremely talented team. We're looking at the numbers of snaps that they've taken. They're one of the few teams probably in the country that are a little bit older than us. Got a great quarterback, an NFL quarterback in Bo Nix. Got an NFL running back, you know, and Bucky, number 0, Bucky Irving, and then they've got an NFL receiver. I know that they have other NFL players on offense, but
wide receivers on the edge that can create some issues, and a quarterback that operates really well in their system. So, and they play well at home. So it's going to be a fun environment for our guys. I think they're amped up to travel and go play a good team.
How do you feel about tortillas?
I'm a tortilla fan, more of a flour guy than corn.
Red Raiders will see if their 60 minutes of us is enough to beat the Ducks. With construction, tomorrow's sellout will be 56,200 fans at Jones AT&T Stadium, and we'll have complete coverage tomorrow night at 6 and 10. Back to you.
Pete, thank you. Now, if you are attending the Red Raiders home opener tomorrow, there are some things you need to know and keep in mind. As Pete mentioned, Tech will be playing number 15 Oregon in front of a sellout crowd. So this means so many people, so many fans, and a lot of traffic around the stadium, especially with construction on the south end zone. The most notable change is on the walkway on 6th Street between Champions Drive to University. It will be completely blocked off on game days.
And with 6th Street being blocked off here entirely, just make sure to give yourself some time. So throughout the course of the season, structural steel will continue to work its way westward and then up as well. So hopefully by the end of the season, we'll have all of that in place, and by May of next year, the building will be complete.
Fans are encouraged to get to the Jones at least 2 hours early to navigate construction and crowds. And don't forget, all tickets now are mobile, and the clear bag policy is still in effect. Topping headlines this morning, a West Lubbock shooting is under investigation. Lubbock police were called to the shooting near 37th in Chicago just after 6 last night. Officers tell us one person suffered serious injuries. So far, no arrests have been made. We will keep you updated on air and online at kcbd.com as we learn more. In New Mexico, Clovis police are asking for the public's help in finding out what caused a Walmart there to catch fire. Now, this is a story we first broke to you on Daybreak today. It was Sunday when fire crews from around the region responded to this Walmart off North Prince Street in Clovis. Officers say it started around 3:30 that morning and caused the roof to collapse near the automotive department. Thankfully, no injuries were reported. Police say the store is now being treated as a crime scene. It will be shut down while they search for a cause. Anyone with information is asked to call the Curry County Crime Stoppers. That number is on our website. In state news, a temporary stay will allow the buoys placed in the Rio Grande to remain there for the time being. A federal appeals court granted the stay Thursday. It comes after a judge ordered the border to be removed by next Friday, claiming the state needed approval from the Army Corps of Engineers. Governor Greg Abbott, who disagreed with the ruling, says the barrier is necessary to deter migrants from reaching the U.S. Critics argue, saying the barrier raises humanitarian concerns, fearing it could cause some to drown. We are checking in right now with Steve Devine. He's in the First Alert Forecast Center, and so many things happening this weekend. Steve, we have football tonight all across the South Plains and tomorrow, but I'm concerned about kickoff tonight because some areas, area schools have stands, home stands that face the sun. It is not fun.
I can sympathize with that. Don't forget to dress for the heat. Don't forget the sunscreen, even for kickoff for the games this evening, especially if you're going to be facing out towards the west. Sunset is not until just after 8 p.m. this evening. Yesterday, the high was 103, blasting past the average of 87 and the record, which was 99 degrees on the date back in 2012. Now, following that heat, it is quite warm. Lubbock at the airport, mostly fair, 80 degrees. There's that breeze I was expecting for us again this morning, 10 to 20 miles per hour. It occasionally gust a bit above that. Should drop off again pretty much this afternoon, especially late afternoon, though just a little bit of a breeze. But more heat coming up. Yesterday, 103 here in Lubbock. Today, 104 degrees. Now, the record high for today, 97 degrees. That was recorded, or it was set back in 1915, tied on the date in 1922 and on the date in 1985. So record heat coming up. Most of us triple digits. Where we don't see triple digits, it's going to be in the upper 90s, the northwestern part of the viewing area. And not just triple digits, but 104, 105, 106 for the eastern part of the viewing area. And as we heat up, like the last couple of days, we'll have the possibility of stray storms or two just about anywhere in the viewing area. Probably a little more likely for the southern, southeastern parts. But even there, I said it's a little more likely, but rain is still unlikely at any given location. But expect that temperature to be in the triple-digit range for most of us as the games get underway this evening. You see changes coming up for next week. We'll talk much more about that coming up a little bit later right here. Angie.
Can't wait. Thank you, Steve. It's 6:08. Good morning to you. Still to come on Daybreak today. Routine restaurant inspections are a must when it comes to health and safety of your guests. Our popular Food for Thought segment is back. We'll show you what health inspectors are looking for. Plus, the LPD Major Crash Unit is conducting follow-up investigations this morning. We will pinpoint those for you so you know what to avoid in your morning commute. Stay with us. You're watching Daybreak today on News Channel 11.